Howdy. Just as a quick question, are we still waiting on folks to join in, or are we starting?
Hi, Byron. Yes, I'm sorry I didn't hear the end of your question. I want you to know that we're streaming live on YouTube right now. And we are still waiting for everybody to arrive.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Very good. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, for sure. And thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
So is the list, is there a new list of names so far? Or are we basically using the list that Corey already had assembled?
We're using the list that Corey assembled.
Okay, excellent. All right, so I have the right list and everything, so we should be good to go.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. I will actually be right back.
Okay.
All right, how's my audio, by the way?
Sounds perfect.
All right, excellent. All right, I think we're just about good to go. Although I might adjust a couple things in here since we're still waiting on folks and for the event to start. Weird. Yeah, good enough. All right.
Byron, am I screen sharing right now?
You are, yes. You have the PowerPoint open.
Very good. Thank you. I'm having trouble getting back to the main screen, so that's what I was wondering.
Yeah. Oh, no worries.
Welcome, Rowan. Just a reminder, we are streaming live on YouTube right now, preparing for Transgender Day of Remembrance.
All right, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and turn my camera off in that case until about, let's say, 6:45, maybe 6:50.
Sounds good. Thank you for being here tonight.
Yeah, for sure.
Snarfy, welcome. I want you to be aware that we're streaming live on YouTube right now.
Thank you. Hello.
You're welcome. Hi.
I just wanted to make sure I was tested for sound and that I sounded okay.
You sound great. And thank you so much for being here. It's nice to meet you.
All right, thank you. I'm going to mute myself and stop video then until it's time.
Sounds great. Thank you. Corey, welcome. Just a reminder that we are live on YouTube. Corey, would you like to test your sound?
Sure. How do I sound? Can you hear me?
You sound great. I can hear you perfectly. Thanks for being here tonight.
Yes, thank you.
Mike, welcome. Just a reminder that we are live on YouTube. And if you would like to test your sound, you're welcome to.
Yeah, thank you. Does that sound all right?
It does. Thank you. Thanks for being here tonight.
Sure. I'm going to check my video as well.
Very good.
All right.
Mm.
Jay Lee, welcome. Thank you for being here. Just a reminder that we are live on YouTube right now. And if you would like to quickly test your sound, that would be welcome. Jay Lee, welcome. Just a reminder, we're live on YouTube. I wonder if you could turn on your microphone and we can test your sound really quickly.
Hey there, can you hear me all right?
Yes, very good. Thank you so much. Jay Lee, welcome. Just a reminder that we are live on YouTube. I wonder if you could test your microphone. We can test your audio real quick.
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Oh, of course.
At this time, team, I want you to know we're missing one reader and I'm so far unable to reach them. If I'm not certain how you'd like to adjust, but wanted to make you aware of that.
I can read their names if they don't make it on.
Thank you. Great.
I do have a question as far as the ones listed as no names. How would you like us to refer to those?
Corey, I defer to you.
My understanding was that we adjusted to name unknown.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Jordan, thank you for being here. Nice to see you.
Hello.
Jordan, Krista would be viewing via YouTube and any others. So you're aware.
Perfect. Okay, let me just set up. I'm going to mute myself. Sorry. Hold on 1 second.
Tricarica, welcome. Just a reminder that we're live on YouTube. And if you wouldn't mind quickly testing your audio, that would be awesome.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, maybe a touch faint, but I could.
Let me get it a little closer. Okay. How about now?
Very good. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Gretchen, it appears it's after 7 o'clock. Shall we begin?
Yes, I believe we're ready. Thank you. Everyone's
right.
gathered.
Excellent. Well, good evening, everyone, and thank you for attending the Transgender Day of Remembrance. My name is Mike Waters. I'm a member of the City of Salem Human Rights Commission and the chair of the LGBTQIA Intersectional Rights Task Force. Our commission and our task force are committed to addressing discrimination in the City of Salem and serving as resources to the community. If you're experiencing discrimination of any kind, we invite you to reach out to any individual member of our commission or task force, or make contact with the commission through the City of Salem. Tonight, we're joining similar observances around the world. We remember people who are transgender, gender nonconforming, and those who are perceived to be transgender who have been killed due to senseless and cowardly acts of anti-transgender violence. With each name, we reflect on their lives and on the loss of their contributions to our planet. We invite you to light a candle in their honor as we read their names. If you would like more information and resources about transgender people, the city has posted a resource document on the webpage for this event. Now I'd like to invite Corey Timmons to share some thoughts about tonight. Thank you, everyone, for being here.
Thank you, Mike. We're here to pay our respects to lives cut short, beautiful souls taken in brutal acts of violence, murder, and hatred. Some were killed by intimate partners or by people they knew, others by strangers, and some at the hands of police. There are far too many names on this list. Even one is a tragedy. And this year in the United States, we've had the highest number of reported murders ever. The previous apex being 2017, a not so distant time. It is sadly unsurprising given the divisive and polarized landscape of our culture. For many of us, we hear our own vulnerability in these names. We sit here twisted like a towel being wrung dry because of the pain we endure or have endured. Or we're here as allies, perhaps because a loved one, a friend, a colleague falls into this fragile category of the queer community, or just because we passionately believe in equality. Regardless, the list reminds all of us of the fragility of human life, our own mortality rendered in names and locations. We hear the same places listed repeatedly, symbols of the ongoing strife trans, non-binary, and gender non-conforming people face in societies across the globe. Yet we also know that for every name listed, there are many others who will never be mourned, at least not publicly. Perhaps because they feared for their safety and never felt confident to come out, or because their government didn't recognize their gender identity for what it was, and their murder was not counted amongst these names. It might be that the locale refuses to report any such information about the killings of transgender people. All are unacceptable scenarios, but in this world, nothing is guaranteed for any of us, and for trans people especially. Despite the cruelty and fear-mongering we face, we're still here. We've always been here. In countless cultures, trans-adjacent identity has existed and in many cases been erased by the impacts of colonialism, white supremacy, and religion. Transgender is a newer term, sure, but the spirit of those who lived across and between the gender lines thrives in each of us every day. We demonstrated transcendence beyond the singular, embodying the divine feminine, masculine, and androgyne, historically serving as transformational leaders, mirrors and outsiders, catalysts for change, keepers of the sacred and ceremony, caretakers, shamans, and warriors. In fact, binary sex-based gender essentialism, defined by strict roles of male and female, is a relatively new phenomenon. That's not what our detractors would have you believe. They argue that we're somehow new and different, challenging some supposedly obvious dichotomy of sex and gender. However, it was white colonists encountering the plurality of gender in other cultures that created or at least reinforced the binary in the first place, and the subsequent preoccupation with and association of gender to external genitalia. Many historical records recount the curiosity white colonists demonstrated toward those we might consider trans, apparently fascinated by these men dressed as women. These records establish indirectly the first instances of the erasure of transmasculine identity, a harmful practice which continues to this day. It is the denial of this history of oppression through strict categorization, which leads to the violence, hate, and murder against trans, non-binary, and gender non-conforming people. Some feel compelled and empowered to police us, to call us names, threaten us, demean us, exclude us, and even to expel us from this world. At one extreme, it is a mirror of their insecurities and self-hatred, and at the other, the fear of repercussions for their feelings of desire toward us. There are many motivations, but the source remains clear. The manipulation and erasure of transgender history and the scapegoating of our identities continues to take our lives to this day. And now, to be blunt, I must say that many of us, including some trans people like me, are not the ones facing the risks of violence to the same degree. The intersection of race, class, and gender create disproportionate violence against trans feminine people of color in particular. Even well-meaning queer folk have excluded the needs of trans and/or people of color for the sake of the greater good since the beginning of the gay rights movement, whitewashing history and silencing the trans feminine women of color who essentially founded the movement. I will say this clearly and unequivocally. We must vow to protect the most vulnerable among us, even when we feel vulnerable ourselves. We can no longer settle for the rights of the many at the expense of the few. It is incumbent on all of us to show that we understand the disproportionate risks of violence, the privileges each of us hold, and the power we have to make meaningful change. Remember, none of us are truly liberated until we are all liberated. Stand with your siblings. They need your support now more than ever. We have the strength of courage, love, resilience, and community with us today. All of you have shown that by showing up. For those of you who feel most at risk, knowing that allies and fellow trans people are here gives us hope. In these times of darkness, remember that there are people here in this community who love you, support you, and care deeply about your ability to live your life without fear of violence. It is unfortunate that we have so few opportunities to gather, and yet here we are. Don't forget to celebrate life. to experience the joy that self-determination allows, to revel in the light within, channel the anger, the fear, the frustration, or whatever emotion you might be feeling as fuel to make positive change. It is time we rightfully reassert our place as leaders, caretakers, and catalysts for that change. Because through our experiences, we see the plurality and beauty of the human experience, the joy of self-expression, and the empowerment of standing strong in the face of violence. We can help form a world where someday we won't need to come together to mourn, instead only to celebrate. Thank you all for making Salem a safer community for all. And now to begin the reading of names is Rowan.
Thank you, Corey. We have Vanessa Solorzano from Argentina, Roberta Barbajal from Argentina, unnamed from Argentina, Melody Barrera from Argentina, MD Alberto from Argentina, Luciana Robledo from Argentina, Lorena Maria del Lujan Riquel from Argentina, Carly Sasha Chinina Palomino from Argentina, Gisela Corvalan from Argentina, Francesca Cornejo from Argentina, Chicho Chirinos from Argentina, Brenda Sanchez from Argentina, Kimberly McRae from Australia, Isu Mamadli from Azerbaijan, Fernanda Antelo from Bolivia, Nenem from Brazil, Yandra Caroni Santos from Brazil, Wedya Brenner Darak from Brazil. Name unknown from Brazil. Name unknown from Brazil. Name unknown from Brazil. Vitoria dos Santos from Brazil. Vida Borges de Melo from Brazil. Vicky dos Santos from Brazil. Veronica Ferreira Lima from Brazil. And
Veronica de Oliveira from Brazil. Valeria Valim from Brazil. Tiffany Alves Medeiros from Brazil. Name unknown, Brazil. Name unknown, Brazil. Name unknown, from Brazil. Tabata Oliveira Luz from Brazil. Talita from Brazil. Soraya Oliveira from Brazil. Selena Pixioto from Brazil. Sasha Santos from Brazil. Name unknown, from Brazil. Name unknown, from Brazil. Name unknown, from Brazil. Sarita from Brazil. Sandra Beatriz Rangel from Brazil. Samira from Brazil. Samantha Do Valle from Brazil. Sabrina Sampaio from Brazil. Robertina Santos from Brazil. Name unknown, from Brazil. Name unknown, from Brazil. Name unknown, from Brazil. Richeli Silva from Brazil. Mariana Madeli Spanik from Brazil.
Raisa from Brazil. Rekia França from Brazil. Coraiani Rodriguez dos Rios. Name unknown from Brazil. Name unknown from Brazil. Name unknown from Brazil. Rafina Pimenta from Brazil. Rafaela Sales from Brazil. Pedrita from Brazil. Pedrita from Brazil. Paulina from Brazil. Paulina from Brazil. Paula Santos from Brazil. Paula from Brazil. Paloma from Brazil. Paloma from Brazil. Name unknown from Brazil. Name unknown from Brazil. Nicole from Brazil. Nem from Brazil. Natasha Lobato from Brazil. Morgana Ribeiro from Brazil. Monique Matias Chagas from Brazil. Monica Coelho from Brazil. Name unknown from Brazil.
Michelle from Brazil. Marianne Andreoli from Brazil. Maria Eduarda Eres Diaz from Brazil. Mari de Bastos Limo from Brazil. Marcia Choquena Bastos da Silva from Brazil. Marcele Brandina from Brazil. Marcele Souza from Brazil. Ludmila Nascimento dos Santos from Brazil. Laura Redfeld from Brazil. Luani Kell from Brazil. Luana Alves from Brazil. Lorana Martins dos Santos from Brazil. Leto. Leticia Costa. Leticia. Name unknown from Brazil. Name unknown from Brazil. Leticia from Brazil. Leona from Brazil. Leica de Doberal from Brazil. Lady Gaga from Brazil. Ketlin from Brazil. Kelly from Brazil. Kayla Nunez from Brazil. Catarina Ariel from Brazil.
Josar Rios from Brazil. Joyce Berlin from Brazil. Jennifer Alcantara from Brazil. Chardela Santos from Brazil. Jade dos Santos from Brazil. Name unknown from Brazil. Name unknown from Brazil. Name unknown from Brazil. Jade from Brazil. Jotefe Donamacito Martins from Brazil. Isadora from Brazil. Isabelle Prado from Brazil. Isabel Oliveira from Brazil. Isabel Cost from Brazil. Isabella Pedroso from Brazil. Ida da Silva from Brazil. Name unknown from Brazil. Name unknown from Brazil. Grampula from Brazil. Hized Catherine from Brazil. Yobana Perez from Brazil. Gabby from Brazil. Gabriele Vandergo from Brazil. Fernanda Machado from Brazil. Fernanda da Souza Paiva from Brazil.
Rowan, I believe we have you next.
Fabiola Pereira Andrade from Brazil. Fabiola from Brazil. Fabia Oliveira from Brazil. Emily Taylor from Brazil. Eli Pimentel from Brazil. Eduarda from Brazil. Dorothy Balbino de Lima from Brazil. Doret Lopez Leal from Brazil. Daphne Kuane from Brazil. Donnie Rodriguez from Brazil. Chris Live de Manuel from Brazil. Claudina Leite from Brazil. Kiara Duarte from Brazil. Carol Eleuterio de Silva from Brazil. Carol from Brazil. Bruna Soares from Brazil. Bruna Oliveira from Brazil. Bruna Caria from Brazil. Bruna Andrade from Brazil. Name unknown from Brazil. Name unknown from Brazil. Bruna from Brazil. Branca Aldama from Brazil. Bom Bom from Brazil. Bernadette from Brazil. Barbie Macon from Brazil. Barbara A.N. from Brazil. Babalu from Brazil.
Andressa from Brazil. Ana Clara Lima from Brazil. Alice Nobreja from Brazil. Alice Garefa from Brazil. Alexia Reis Vieira from Brazil. Name unknown from Canada. Julie Berman from Canada. Patricia Dumont from Colombia. Paloma Salas Jimenez from Colombia. Name unknown from Colombia. Name unknown from Colombia. Matias Lopez Mejia from Colombia. Luisa Avila Henao from Colombia. Lina Marcela Jimenez Granados from Colombia. Lieti Padilla Daza from Colombia. La Pompis from Colombia. Kendall from Colombia. Juliana Geraldo Diaz from Colombia. Erica Rivas Ruiz from Colombia. Hilary Medina from Colombia. Aileen Catalina from Colombia. Brenda Landazuri from Colombia.
Brandy Carolina Brown from Colombia. B.A. Alvarez Hernandez from Colombia. Ariadna Ojeda from Colombia. Ariadna from Colombia. Alejandra Monocuco from Colombia. Ave from Dominican Republic. Mufa Avala from Ecuador. Ejon Velez from Ecuador. Victoria Pineda from El Salvador. Tita from El Salvador. Rosa Granados from El Salvador. Name unknown from El Salvador. Catherine Rosemary Duval from El Salvador. Jade Camila Diaz from El Salvador. Christy Conde Vasquez from El Salvador. Griet Michelle Alas from El Salvador. Anai Miranda Rivas from El Salvador. Essie Granlund from Finland. Jessica Sarmiento from France. Stephanie Cordona Matais from Guatemala. Afer Marbella Santos from Guatemala. Luis Sandoval Lemus from Guatemala. Jocelyn from Guatemala. Jennifer Avila from Guatemala. Hans Azevedo from Guatemala. Brigitte Miron from Guatemala.
Scarlett Caceres from Honduras. Monique Martinez from Honduras. M.R. Saravia from Honduras. Luz Clara from Honduras. Cristal Lopez from Honduras. Viji from India. Sapna from India. Minu from India. Mamta from India. Kashik Sunil Narayan Kar from India. Harini from India. Ekta Joshi from India. Bhavani from India. Anushka from India. Mira from Indonesia. Stephanie Dior from Italy. Manuela De Cascia from Italy. Lara Argento from Italy. Francesca Galatro from Italy, Valentina Ferretti from Mexico, name unknown from Mexico, name unknown from Mexico, Teresa C. from Mexico, Shakira from Mexico,
Samantha Rosales Barrios from Mexico, Ese Coronel Guerrero from Mexico, name unknown from Mexico, name unknown from Mexico, Patsy Andrea from Mexico, Pablo Ivan Efe from Mexico, Oscar from Mexico, name unknown from Mexico, name unknown from Mexico, name unknown from Mexico, Nicole from Mexico, Naomi Nicole Lozarane from Mexico, Monaco de la Torre from Mexico, Mireya Rodriguez from Mexico, name unknown from Mexico, name unknown from Mexico, name unknown from Mexico, Michelene from Mexico, Michael from Mexico, name unknown from Mexico, name unknown from Mexico, name unknown from Mexico, Leslie Alejandra Ferretti from Mexico, La Marquesa from Mexico, La Chachis, also known as La Tocha, from Mexico,
Carla Valentina N. from Mexico. Name unknown from Mexico. Name unknown from Mexico. Name unknown from Mexico. Julie Torres from Mexico. Jesusa Fidel Ventura Reyes from Mexico. Janine Huerta Lopez from Mexico. Guadalupe from Mexico. Diamante from Mexico. Denise Torres from Mexico. Name unknown from Mexico. Name unknown from Mexico. Name unknown from Mexico. Daniela Sauceda from Mexico. Coral from Mexico. Brittany from Mexico. Brittany Jacqueline from Mexico. Brigitte from Mexico. Brandy Cortez from Mexico. Name unknown from Mexico. Name unknown from Mexico. Name unknown from Mexico. Anel Valenzuela from Mexico. Andrea Nayeli from Mexico. Ana Karen Velasco Castellan from Mexico.
Ajita Bruhel from Nepal, Carlotta from Nicaragua, Said from Pakistan, Pia from Pakistan, Nida Chudhari from Pakistan, Musa from Pakistan, Herawas from Pakistan, Gul Rana from Pakistan, Anguri from Pakistan, Gabriela Cruz Pimentel from Peru, Crisal Romero's Patos from Peru, Brenda Vanegas Aguipa from Peru, Brenda Levi from Peru, B. Mimbela de Aguia from Peru, Ali Mamani Humani from Peru, Kathleen Navia from the Philippines, Donna Niera from the Philippines, Yampi Mendez Orojo from Puerto Rico, Serena Angelique Velasquez Ramos from Puerto Rico, Penelope Diaz Ramirez from Puerto Rico, Michelle Ramos Vargas from Puerto Rico, Leia Sanchez from Puerto Rico, Alexa Negron Luciano from Puerto Rico. Alexa Muder from Puerto Rico.
Valera from Russia. Tamara from Russia. Nare Mefela from South Africa. Susana Criado Anton from Spain. E.L. from Sweden. Name unknown from Venezuela. Yahira Nesby from Brooklyn, New York. Tony McDade from Tallahassee, Florida. Tiffany Harris from New York, New York. Summer Taylor from Seattle, Washington. Shaki Peters from Amite City, Louisiana. Selena Reyes Hernandez from Chicago, Illinois. Rhea Milton from Liberty Township, Ohio. Keisha D. Hardy from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Nina Pop from Sikeston, Missouri. Nikki Kuhnhausen from Vancouver, Washington. Monica Diamond from Charlotte, North Carolina. Mia Perry from Washington, D.C. Mia Green from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Mercy Mack from Dallas, Texas. Marilyn Cazares from Raleigh, California. Lexi from New York, New York. Key Sam from Lafayette, Louisiana. Johanna Metzger from Baltimore, Maryland. Jane Thompson from Orchard Mesa, Colorado.
Hele J. O'Regan from San Antonio, Texas. Dustin Parker from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Dominique Remy Fells from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Brian Egypt Powers from Akron, Ohio. Bree Black from Pompano Beach, Florida. Brayla Stone from Little Rock, Arkansas. Aja Raquel Roan Spears from Portland, Oregon. Ariane Burnett from Independence, Missouri. And that is the last of our names that we'll read tonight. Giving us our closing remarks tonight is Jay Lee.
Survival is enough. Our community is disproportionately impacted by suicide, so I want us to remember that living another day can be radical and impactful. When I'm at my lowest, I always have to remind myself that the simple act of survival can change and enrich lives in our community. I am so thankful to the trans people who survived so I could be blessed by their presence. These presences reminded me that I was valid, that I was enough, and that I wasn't alone. These simple moments like sharing an elevator with trans women in my apartment building or getting coffee from a non-binary barista meant everything to me, because the world doesn't make it easy for us to imagine bright futures for ourselves. But these brief moments of connection emboldened me to live authentically until I could. So seeing them gave me the freedom to understand myself on my own terms. And that's why visibility matters. And not just in books or on screen, visibility matters within communities. We need our neighbors, educators, and business owners to stand with us and make room for us. We can make Salem a safer, more inclusive home for our community, but we can't do it alone. And at the same time that we ask for understanding and assistance, we must also listen to and show up for other marginalized communities in Salem. We must continually commit to put in the work to elevate these communities by educating ourselves and ensuring that they have the space and resources necessary to thrive. We can be healers in our community, but not if we limit our awareness to our own experiences, and not if we limit our actions to ones only benefiting our own identities. So remember how much power you have in existing. Don't forget that you are a beacon of hope for other trans people, so keep claiming your space. It may not feel like you're changing the world, but I promise you're changing somebody's life. All you have to do is survive, and your light will help others find their way forward. You deserve to be here, and you deserve to survive.
Thank you, everyone, for attending the Transgender Day of Remembrance with us. Good evening.